I recorded an album. So then, no, they really thought that I was just a teenage girl who wasn't going to do much with this album. My record company submitted me to this competition, song competition, which was the competition for whoever winner was would represent Yugoslavia still at the Eurovision Song Contest. And Eurovision Song Contest is huge in Europe. And they picked me because I was the least competition to the guy that they wanted to win. They sent me there the night before the competition. The director of marketing comes to me and he says, I have no idea what we're going to do with these 3,000 vinyl records that we printed, because you are our most uncertain investment. We haven't made an investment this uncertain in many, many years. And we only did it because of Zrinko, the big producer. Oh, and I said, okay, I guess this is the story of my life, really. This is, great for confidence building and great for believing in me, Great, thank you. So the next night, I knew I didn't have a chance to win. And I wore this bright orange dress. And I was standing and they gave my best song on my album, the one that I loved, that's the one song that I was really attached to. They gave it to the guy that they wanted to win. So I lost my song. Here I was singing my song, knowing, okay, they really don't care about me. But back in the backstage, I stood there, and I remember thinking, okay, I remember the moment when I was 9 years old. And I thought to myself, I'm just going to sing. And I know that somebody out there is going to hear me. And I'm going to give everything, all the love that I wanted to give, and all the love that I wanted to receive, and all the love that I have for everybody that's, my parents, my friends who supported me all these years, who loved me. I'm just going to put it all in this silly little song. And the song was so simple, and it wasn't deep song at all. It went, let's go crazy tonight, your lips are like chocolate, and I love that. I mean, it was silly. But I remember just focusing all that love and energy in my heart and just going out there and pretending I was that 9-year-old girl singing. And I could tell it was something that went right through me as I sang that song. It was so much bigger than me that night. And I guess, the audience felt it. This was in March, and the Berlin Wall had fallen in October previous year, in '89. And so we all, there was this something in the air, in the consciousness of people, that the communism was coming to the end, and the new future was coming, new era. And we knew, we were. We weren't sure what was going to happen, whether we were going to have violence, war. I mean, we were conditioned a little bit when Tito died. There was going to be, war. That's what I remember thinking. But so there was already in consciousness of people that something new was coming. And me standing there on that stage that night in my bright orange dress with this, with this awareness, or maybe not even conscious awareness that, something bigger was there that night with us, and singing that silly song, I believe we all were connected into that love, into that something bigger. And I won the contest. The rigging, their plans didn't work. But what got me was the fact that as I was getting the points, and as it was more and more obvious that I was going to win, my producers and my team and the marketing director of my record company, who were sitting with the guy that they wanted to win, were now just coming closer and sitting with me. By the moment then they said the winner is Tajči, they stood up and they said, aren't we smart? We discovered the new star. And my heart was bursting from happiness, and at the same time, I couldn't believe the change in people. And I came home, and as much as I was just flooded with love from the fans, from audiences. I couldn't get into my apartment. It was filled with flowers, and there was hundreds of people waiting for me when I arrived back home from the festival, from the competition. But I felt just because I win, my worth, my self-worth is all of a sudden bigger. My value as a person, that really, really messed me up. You know what I mean? It was not right. I mean, I understood something happened and it was great that it was us, but in the back of my mind, because I didn't have a real awareness of who I was as a person,